that old-time religion.
All right, that was my guest Strange Majik with If You Got the Time. Before that, Boz Scaggs and Band with YY. And we started that off with the Giraffes with White Jacket. In the studio, I got David Patillo. Ow! What's up, man? How are you?
Hey, man. What's going on?
Can you hear okay?
Dude, somebody was rocking these headphones pretty big time.
Yeah. You can turn. You got the.
Do you have like a hip hop session in here? Like
no, output level.
I got it.
You're probably right.
I even got balance and tone.
It was a. You're probably right. It was a hip hop session.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, what can you do?
It's still. I can still smell the kind bud.
Oh God. I wish I could. So, David Patillo, otherwise known as Strange Majik. What's up, man? I haven't seen you in a little while.
I'm great, man.
Yeah?
I don't know. I'm trying a reverse headphone technique here with under the chin.
Yeah. I'm trying. It looks very sad. You look a very
It's good, right?
Amish chic.
Amish chic.
Yeah,
yes,
right.
That's it.
Right.
I kind of look like I got a black beard. Look here.
So, you got a new record, man.
Record.
Oh, right here. So yeah.
Record stove, baby.
I'm bringing up the new look at that.
Oh, look at that. Johnny Winter,
I'm bringing
completely
up
blank.
This Johnny Winter record, side 4, is just completely blank. If you can believe that.
Should we listen to that? That would be kind of like John Cage-esque.
Huh?
Just like listen to it.
Just across and it would take about 3 seconds.
Oh, that's
That'd
right.
be all, right?
Wow.
So,
can we make a video? We should put it on YouTube.
We'll work on it.
It'd be like the Johnny Winter song nobody ever heard.
Nobody ever heard. The secret one. It's called 3 Seconds with Johnny Winter.
What was that game we used to play? 7 Minutes in Heaven with Johnny Winter?
Well, I mean, you and I didn't play it, but maybe you did, Johnny. I don't know.
I don't even remember what it means. I'll have to talk to my 12-year-old. Hey, Owen, what's up? Are you listening? He's probably not. He's probably gaming.
He's like, oh, my dad's on the radio.
Dude.
Again.
Well, actually, he's learned like every David Bowie song on guitar, which is pretty awesome.
I saw that he's doing a lot of stuff over there. Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's awesome.
He's good.
If you guys can't tell, David and I spend a lot of time chatting off the air, too. Like, I swear, I met you, like 2 or 3 years ago now it's been?
I think so.
Already,
we don't have any short-term memory, though.
Yeah, well, because we have children.
Yeah, and we're underfed or something. I don't know. Lack of protein and too many kids.
I think one is enough to make you crazy. And just compounds.
You're doing great, man. The kids look good.
They are good. They are good kids. They drive me insane. The school year's wrapping up. That's all. Recitals and all that sort of crazy stuff. So.
Are they playing music?
No. My kids are a lot smaller than yours.
Right.
Your boy's what, like 13 or something?
He's
like
12.
That? Yeah. My kids are
30.
My kids are 4 and a year and a half.
Yeah.
So any music they play is just it's like John Cage. It's just yelling.
Yeah.
Just more like Yoko Ono stuff. Yeah, that's the. So let's talk about the record for a minute.
Yeah.
Last year you put out a record, Lights On.
Right.
Kind of a psychedelic soul, almost like hip hop vibe on that record.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah, you were here for that. And then over the last year and a half, you've been working on this new one, and it's a much different vibe.
Yeah.
I would say.
Well, I'm getting back to the blues, man. It's funny because I made that record. I had that radio show in the UK on Amazing Radio, right? I did that from 2013 to 14 or something, and then I was from all the different music I was exposed to, and also from sort of being chained to those 2 Dead X's records, which I love and I'm still happy with, but at the same time it was like me and Wiley in the studio just thrashing it out, no bass,
Right.
Of course I wanted to make a record with a ton more instrumentation, just a more flushed out record so I could sort of flex my producing chops and just be able to play some other instruments other than just slide guitar, and just enjoy the technology a little bit. And so I got into that, made the record Lights On, put that out. As soon as I put out Lights On, which you can get on vinyl, by the way, which is a nice thing.
Yep.
Vinyl, Plain Groovy pressed it in the UK, which is badass. Thank you, Plain Groovy. Thank you, Roger Kent in the UK. But once I put that record out, everybody was like, dude, can you come and play the blues?
Right.
So, you know how it goes, right? So, and there's some bluesy stuff, like Country Road that you played earlier is definitely a bluesier thing. And then, but again, it was like, really? So then I was thrust into this regular gig that I started at Pink's in the East Village. What's up, guys? Alfie and Alex. But I started playing Pink's in the East Village like every Friday.
Yeah.
And then that went for like 3 months or something, and then I started the Belle Reve thing.
And that's really taken off.
And Belle Reve has lasted over a year now.
And that's every Tuesday, right?
Every Tuesday, yeah.
And where is Belle Reve?
Belle Reve is at 305 Church Street, just right across from the Roxy, which used to be called the Tribeca Grand.
We used to. You were played that. I remember I went to your CD release show for Lights On,
right?
Your album release show.
That was there,
and you went straight to Belle Reve,
right?
After
After party at Belle Reve.
Yeah.
It was really fun. And that was like the only time we got you there, right? Wasn't that? Or...
Yeah. Again, with the young kids.
You came in maybe twice. It's tough. It's tough being Mr. Mom.
Yeah. Well, everything's a school night, so I wake up at 6 in the morning, and I'm like,
Yeah, totally.
That's awful. But so what can people expect when they head over there?
Well, fun for all. Fun for the family, man. It's like, it's like one of those things.
Well, I feel like the sound for this record kind of came, and the name of the record is Raised on Rock and Roll.
Right.
The sound for this record kind of came from these sessions that you've been doing over at Belle Reve.
Yeah, well, Belle Reve kind of started wild. It was me playing solo, and then they're like, "Oh, can we put a go-go dancer up there with you?" And I said, "Well, I don't know, not really my thing, but okay, whatever." So suddenly it was me and a go-go dancer, and then it must have been like 3 weeks into it. There was about 10 people in the place, and it wasn't really doing anything. And the manager runs around. He's like, "Kim and Kanye are coming. Kim and Kanye are coming in 10 minutes." And we were like, "Yeah, right." So like literally 10 minutes later, there was like a barrage of lightning storm barrage of lights out, and out the windows.
Yeah.
And 3 SUVs pulled up, and all of a sudden, here come Kim and Kanye in with this whole, entourage of whoever, and suddenly the place was packed, and I was playing for Kim and Kanye and Elon Musk.
Yeah, really.
I didn't even know.
It was that kind of day.
I think Carly Kloss was there and some other models. And it was just like, what the hell's going on? So I was just playing blues and slide guitar and stomping on this piece of wood and doing my thing.
Yeah.
And so that kind of bumped up. It got blogged in the Daily Star. It got covered in the whatever that's called, the Daily Mirror in the UK.
Yeah.
So some buzz happened from that, and then different people have come down. Like Mike Dean comes down and plays when he was Kanye's producer, which has been amazing. And Mike Dean is an accomplished pianist.
Okay.
He's an accomplished pianist.
Yes,
actually.
yes, very accomplished in both
yeah,
fields.
Since we're not on, we can say that's not one of the 12 words you can't say on internet radio.
Right, there are 12 words you can't say on internet radio.
I don't know.
Okay.
Ask George Carlin.
In case your son's listening, we'll keep it relatively tame.
Oh, he's already noticed it. He hears worse at the home. So anyway, that kind of like, then he came down, and then literally 3 weeks ago, Jacob Dylan shows up.
Yeah, I saw that online.
And that was just like, oh wow, man, I'm blessed. It was so nice, it was so nice, and he was such a gentleman and a great musician, of course. And he's like, oh, well, let's do Bring It On Home, Sam Cooke, which we were all like, oh, awesome.
Yeah.
And then we did The Wait. The band song, The Wait, right?
Yeah.
Take a load off, Annie. And
I thought it was kind of a sing-along with that one.
Yeah, totally. And then it was all good, and then he kept saying to me, man, you got this Doug Somm thing happening, which was really sweet. So we'll probably have to play some Doug Somm.
Yeah.
Probably nobody knows who Doug Somm is, because I really didn't know much.
I don't know that I have any.
Yeah, there you go, exactly. So, I mean, it's like, well, we'll play Leon,
Yeah.
But, I said, oh, yeah, I have one record that Leon Russell played with him, and, thanks a lot. And it turned out that I Googled Doug Somm after the fact, when I went home that night at 4:30. And it turns out that he was like, Bob Dylan was like his biggest fan.
Yeah. He was just a mainly
Sir
a guitar
Doug's
player,
Quintet.
Right?
Yeah. So, and then he did Doug Somm, but he was an Austin guy, and I believe he was based in Austin or Texas or whatever, but he played around Austin a lot.
Okay.
And never really broke out, but I guess Sir Douglas Quintet in the '60s was the thing.
Yeah.
So you got to
dig
through your archives.
I know.
But anyway, that was just a wonderful compliment to hear. And then 2 weeks later, a week ago, he shows up again.
Really?
He's like, every Tuesday, right, man?
That's awesome.
I was like, "What? You're Bob Dylan?"
Does he just hangs around in the East Village? Or?
No, I mean, he lives. I think he lives here, but he actually, the nice thing he said to me was, "Look, he's like, last thing I want to do is come out and see a band tonight. You guys were amazing."
That's awesome.
So that was
awesome.
super nice. Super
Awesome.
nice. So, that was you get these little things, right? As a musician, little things here and there that people come in
and they keep you going. Really,
respect. Yeah, that's what we all do it for.
Because it can be hard, man. It can be hard, and I'm glad it's nice to see that this record is. It's nice to see that you had this gig and then the record kind of came out of it.
Right. It was a pretty organic thing. Yeah.
Let's talk more about the process here in a second.
Yeah.
I want to play a song.
Good idea.
You know how I always like bringing music that
Totally.
reminds me of you. So I'm gonna play something from that Johnny Winter record. That's blank on the, not the blank side. It's all right. You're listening to Old Time Religion Radio Hour here with my guest Strange Majik. I'm gonna play some Johnny Winter, and then we're gonna come back and talk about his new record, Raised on Rock and Roll. This is the Old Time Religion Radio Hour.
Nice.
All right, that was the whoops. Did it again. Always do it. Oh, it catches everybody. No how matter how.
I thought that
long
was
you've
part of
been
the
doing it.
tune, man.
Yeah, that's right. I like the feedback.
The
it's like a
big
drug.
bloom.
That was The Wolf with Sugar Moon. Before that, we had Fast Life Rider, I believe, by Johnny Winter.
Tanny.
My guest in studio today is Strange Majik, David Patillo. He's a producer, he's a songwriter, a performer, does a lot of cool stuff around the city. He's got a new record out called Raised on Rock and Roll. So, David, why don't you tell the people about how the record came about?
Yeah, well, like we were talking about Belle Reve and these shows and just, crafting out a band over a year and playing live. And it's kind of like doing it like Zeppelin 2, we were playing live and and recording on the weekend. So we got the guys together and got in the studio and just cut the stuff live. I wanted to make it live and fun. And of course, it ended up becoming 6 months of total torture.
I mean, it was fun to play, but then you got to do it.
Yeah, then you got to make it sound good.
Well, bless your heart, you got that engineer brain.
Please. Enough. One day I'll make a record and somebody else can do all that stuff.
Now let me ask you, as an engineer, because I used to do like home recording and stuff like that. So you've probably listened to these songs enough that you just don't even hear them anymore when they come out. Like the live show has got to be.
I finally get them to a point where I can actually listen to it. That's where it's weird,
All right.
At a certain point, you have to turn off the.
Yeah, disconnect your brain.
You got to disconnect. But I think overall I'm pretty good. I mean, at a certain, and then you get to the point where it's just not that good of a song or something. You know what I mean?
Right.
But you get beyond the technical details, and I think the challenge is to get to the latter statement rather than the former. You know what I mean? Get to this song isn't that great before you get to the technical stuff, because you get attached with digital audio and stuff like this that it looks pretty on the screen, or the colors are beautiful, or it's it's like you gotta remember that you're actually recording songs.
It gets real easy to lose yourself in the technology part of it. What Brian Eno was saying, that you can go back and correct everything.
Yeah, that we didn't really do a lot of. I mean, a couple of songs there was some of that going on, because it was just trying to make get them a little more together, and there was a strange process of we originally started the record, and it was just going to be me, my foot, the piano player, who's Sean Spada, this guy, it's great, and then Chris Gaskell, bass player, who's AKA Baby G Sauce, shout out Baby G Sauce, so that was kind of the original band, just the three of us, and then we recorded a bunch we did a week, we did a Friday or a Saturday or something. It sounded, and it was really cool, and Gone remained from that, so Gone on the record went like that, which is
it's the quietest song on the record.
It's the quietest song on the record, so everything was like that. And then we were doing upbeat songs like Going to Miami or Girlfriend Texas, like that, and I was like, wow, something's missing, and then it's like, ooh, maybe it's drums.
Right.
There's a reason why a band is like a 4-piece band.
Well, and then you start playing with it,
and then so we're like, oh, we got to cut drums over the top of it, and then that didn't work. So then we're like, screw it, we got to bring the whole band in. So we did. There was a bunch, and then it was like, which drummer do you want to use?
Right.
So we went through about 4 different drummers, and then nothing was right, and I brought in a session guy, and that wasn't right, and then finally brought in Dylan, who played live on the Lights On record when we did live shows.
Yeah, I remember that.
Who was great.
He's like a kid too, isn't he?
Yeah, he's amazing. And I was kind of feeling like I really want a jazz drummer, because I wanted this whole Mitch Mitchell vibe on this record, and I wanted a jazz guy that could play rock. And we tried a couple of different guys, and it just wasn't coming together. And then Dylan came in and just killed it.
That's awesome.
So then that was our band, but it took us literally 4 months of screwing around to figure out who the guys were
to nail it down.
Yeah. And then we ran into this guy Jake Pinto. So Dylan Tracy on drums, Jake Pinto came in and played whirly on the stuff and just killed it. He's a great musician as well. So all these guys I met through Baby G Sauce, who had just graduated NYU Jazz. I'm not allowed to say that for some reason. He's like, you know, I'm like NYU's finest at the show, and he gets all upset. So
oh, really? He's
sorry,
like,
Chris
no,
Gaskell,
no,
Baby
no,
G Sauce.
Why would you do that to me?
Yeah, but so anyway, yeah, no, you know, I just found like these young guys that could like rock some blues, and you know, brought them over to the dark side from jazz to the I don't know, frying pan to the fire. Or...
Now, so where does the, you know, when we first started talking about, you started sending me like demos and stuff, and you're talking a lot about Leon. And we'll play that song. That's how I'm going to end the show today. I'm going to play that song.
Tulsa.
But tell me where the sound of the record kind of came from.
Well, you know, I really found I was listening to Tumbleweed Connection a lot, actually. You know, and it was songs like Amarina and stuff like that were just killing me, and just the simple production and Elton, just really getting into Elton and getting into the piano and the melodic songwriting and stuff like that. But also, you know, with my roots in more blues and since I was playing these blues shows, that I wanted to cover that as well. So listening to like Tony Joe White, or you know, some of these like I've always loved Lightnin' Hopkins, but then I sort of got abducted into Tony Joe White territory for some stuff, you know, which is tough to listen to like an entire record, but there's certain things, you know, you can feel it in your bones, you know, when he does that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the swampy Elvis kind of thing, and he's amazing for that. Those records sound great, like those old Atlantic, that Muscle Shoals vibe.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I came into Leon Russell. I forget how I knew about Leon, but I came into Leon Russell and started digging that whole Tulsa sound. And then I think after the record, I really got into J.J. Cale, that Naturally record, and I think the second J.J. Cale record, I forget what it's called, or 515 or something like that, one of those.
I don't know.
And then, you know, before he started using drum machines, like they all kind of went off into the abyss of the early 80s. Like I think Leon had like drum machines 70s. On stuff. And
the late 70s.
Like, dude, look at all this technology. You know?
Well, they had to try it out. They're trying to.
And they're like, if we put this screaming tone on track 24, it can lock all the machines together, and we can, you know, have.
Well, a lot of these guys too. It's, you know, in the early 70s, late 60s, early 70s, it was like that folk kind of comeback.
Yeah,
you remember?
Yeah.
And then like they were kind of starting in that like New Orleans sound, and then those kind of blues sounds. And then, here comes the late 70s, and punk comes through, and they're like, well, then how do I stay relevant?
Yeah, and well, of course, then it's kind of like what happened, I think, is that, you know, disco came in, and they all kind of said, we got to do a disco record.
Right, a dance record, because that's where the money is.
Yeah,
or
like Leon
that.
Included, you know? Yeah, Leon included. And then, you know, punk was a reaction to that, of course, to disco. So, but anyway, so that's how that's how the sound came along, and we really rootsy isn't the right term. It was more like Chitlin and circuit vibe. That's kind of what I was going for.
Okay.
By the way, I just saw did you see the Jocko documentary?
I haven't been able to sit down.
But he played in this like Chitlin band with, I forget who was the dude. It was a guy with white hair. He looked kind of like Charlie Rich or something. He had like the white bouffant hairstyle, and he was doing like Elvis-y kind of stuff, and it was some kind of a Chitlin band.
All right.
And that was like one of his first bands. It was like,
that's crazy.
Really obscure Chitlin, like, you know, and they all drove like choppers.
Right. And that's on Netflix right now, right? That just came out?
Yeah. It's really
I gotta
good.
check that out.
It's funny, Joseph Arthur had posted about it, who, you know, is a singer-songwriter I love.
That's one of my wife's favorite artists,
Joe is great. He's
a
super talented cat. And then I was like, I gotta watch, you know, I don't know, for some reason. And I remember I came from Florida too, right? So I'm a Florida guy, and it's really interesting to hear Jocko's perspective on Florida. Like, he was so positive about it. Like, he was such a positive spirit. Of course, you know, before he got into the drugs and all that, you know, the downfall, which they didn't really talk about him getting into the drugs and stuff, which I thought was interesting. You know, they was kind of.
I feel like that's been gone over again and again. Like any of the.
It's like all I ever knew about Jocko. Yeah. You know, like because also I moved up from Florida late in the '80s. And it was right before when he died. And my guy who, actually I got my deluxe from, hopefully he's not listening, but a great bass player down in, this guy Kevin Kaufman was his luthier. He worked on Jocko's basses, and they were friends and stuff. But literally Jocko was living in the park, and you know, and we'd hear all about it, but you never really you know, he was such a shooting star and you know, vibrant light.
It's sad. That's kind of how it goes. You know, it's like you either go out early or you live long enough to people be like, yeah, he's not.
Yeah, or you're Mick Jagger,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You know, which you know is. I mean, I don't know. I think Mick has the better option. You know, at that
I think
point.
he's doing okay.
Yeah. But yeah, you know, it was that was great, and then so I think going back to the record, we can, you know, let's move on to some music. But it definitely, that Chitlin Circuit vibe was the early Hendrix stuff when he was playing with who was he playing? You know, with that early with Jimmy Jam and the Blue Flames or whatever, like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And those things always kind of interested me. So
The rockabilly.
yeah, and Otis Redding
yeah.
and the early rock and roll. Sort of, it was the blues that inspired the rock and roll of the 60s and 70s that got me sort of hooked, and been playing those kind of things like Albert King or, you know, Born Under a Bad Sign live. There's, you know, we do play some covers over at Belle Reve, but it's generally remaking old things.
It's always a fun way to do it. Speaking of, so that's what we'll do with the next break here. Hold on, and then we'll come back and talk more about what you're going to do with this. Because you went on tour recently, right?
I did.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
I was in Texas.
That's awesome.
I'm going to next week. I'm going to. I can't wait. I'm going up to Quebec City.
Okay.
To play for a friend's wedding. Actually, I'm playing the cocktail hour.
Ooh.
I'm the blues guy.
Ooh.
It'll be nice. Really, it's really sweet. And then I'm doing a show the next night in Toronto, in Montreal, which I'm really excited about.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you're just
Hopefully
kind of
Leonard Cohen might walk in. And,
that would be
well, like, yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully he's not blazed out of his brain. Remember.
Well, maybe, yeah. We might have to have a whiskey. I don't even really drink much whiskey.
Well, I'm gonna play. Speaking of bringing old things into a new context, I'm gonna start with a Dead X's track.
Oh yeah,
that was your 2-piece, and then we'll go into some stuff from Muddy Waters that I brought for you to listen to. My name is Adam. I'm here with Strange Majik, aka David Patillo, talking about his new record and just everything under the sun. I think
so.
His new record is Raised on Rock and Roll. Yeah, you can get it on iTunes. You can get it everywhere, can't you?
Spotify even. Yeah.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah, give me some Spotify plays, baby. I don't know. Whatever. iTunes, Bandcamp, it's everywhere.
But we're not going to play something off that record. We're going to play the Dead X's, which is a little bit raunchier, I would say, right?
Raunch. It's raunch and roll.
All right. And this is a tribute to the sound that spawned the new record. My name is Adam, Old Time Religion Radio Hour, here with Strange Majik, B-Box Radio, Affinity Radio. See you in a second. That was Muddy Waters there. I did it again. Oh, well,
I like it, though.
It's
kind of like the beast in the room.
That was Muddy Waters from a 1966 concert. That was their show closer, Got My Mojo Working. Before that...
But it just don't work on you.
I don't know. I remember what I played before that. What did I play before that?
We were playing Angel from New Orleans.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, the Dead X's.
Yeah.
Former project of David Patillo.
No, it's a current.
Oh, is it current? It just keeps going?
It keeps going. It's coming. There's a new Dead X's record coming.
Ooh.
That's the new jam.
That's it. You heard it right here, guys.
Yeah, it's gonna happen again.
All right. And so what else is going on, man? We got a few more minutes. Just give me the people.
Just talking about Belle Reve, Wiley, the drummer, the Dead X's drummer, has been coming. He filled in for Dylan for the last month. So we didn't really know how to bill it. It was kind of like Strange Majik, Dead X's.
Yeah.
You know, it was just all those names. So anyway, I don't know. We're gonna do another Dead X's. It ain't dead, man.
That's cool, man.
I mean, it was born dead.
Wait, whoa.
But now it's coming back. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I just tweeted a hot pic of us on
really?
Instagram.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's coming on Twitter too. I don't know
if
I got the tags right.
Your
on Twitter,
phone, your phone is gigantic, by the way. Can I just say that?
He's not really talking about my phone.
That thing is huge.
It's in my pocket.
It hasn't left.
I'm happy to see you, but
he's had it out in his hand the entire interview.
Oh God.
Okay. So
you know what? I blew my iPhone speaker.
Oh really?
Yeah, I know. It kind of it's kind of fritzy now.
You know, I think a lot of people listen on their like when you're doing dishes or like hanging out or whatever. I actually mastered this show.
You do the dishes? That's good.
Yeah, that's all.
You're Mr. Mom. Yeah, I know, right?
Seems like all I do.
Do you have a dishwasher?
Yeah, we do.
We do?
Yeah, but you know how
bastard.
they don't do.
How do you
anything.
afford a dishwasher on the salary of a B-Box radio guy?
my wife makes the salary. Yeah.
My wife makes the salary and I make the salad, right? Is that how it goes?
I just wash the dishes.
That's good.
For days and days.
That's good.
And days.
I hope my wife is listening. Honey, take a tip.
Hi. She wrote a book, didn't she?
Yeah, she did.
Yeah,
She's written a couple of books.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
she's written a couple of books, and she's painted. She just painted. She just made a T-shirt for a dance company and a kids dance troupe in the Lower East Side.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, East Village.
So art kind of runs in the family, huh?
Art runs in the family. Oh my God, you don't know the depth of that statement.
My kid told me the other day, "Hey, Daddy, I don't want to listen to records. Can you put the records away?"
Uh-oh.
And I was like, "That's adorable." No.
Get him into frisbees
No,
then.
yeah, we try. So what's coming up? You got, Raised on Rock and Roll. Tell people where they can get it.
So Raised on Rock and Roll is out. Came out April 18th. It's you can get it on iTunes. You can get it on Spotify. You can get it if you just type in Strange Majik. You can find it. Bandcamp. You can get all those different formats, which is great. I love that. Does anybody listen to Flax or no Wax? What's it called? Tracks, Wax, Flax?
You got me, dude.
I don't know. Isn't Flax? I have that on my cereal, but I don't know if you can actually consume it.
I've never heard. I don't know what you're talking about.
No, what do they call that stuff? It's like one of the formats.
On what?
Yeah, on Bandcamp. You can
Really?
get like your record in any format.
Yeah. You can get it on vinyl. You can get a CD.
Yeah.
Usually you can get a
Flax.
Flax?
I don't know.
What?
I'm supposed to keep you regular.
We're so
Oh, my
confused.
God.
Saturday morning, two dads. What are you gonna do?
Oh,
so
God.
you're doing the Belle Reve thing? Are you?
We should start a band called Two Dads.
Yeah, two.
TOO Dads.
Two dads.
Two
too much?
dads.
So
Your
what do you-
kids listen to this is like two dad. This is two dad.
One dad's too many.
It's two dad.
So Belle Reve, you're gonna keep
Yeah.
doing
So
that.
every Tuesday we play at 10 o'clock. It's a lot of fun.
And you've been doing Pinks
big-
again too, right?
A couple of times I've been at Pink's. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I've
been
seen
fun too. The big show that's happening, Willie Nile showed up at my first show at Belle Reve.
Yeah.
I was like sitting there, and like this guy sits in front of me. I'm like, I think it's Willie Nile, and because I had heard about him. And do you know who he is? Singer-songwriter from the, he's been around quite a while. He was around like in the '80s and had a big. Launch, and then he got real sick and
Kind of faded.
And had some medical problems and it screwed up his career and whatever. But now he's back, and Springsteen loves him, and he's if you go on his website, it's like he's got a quote from Bono. He's got a lot of old cats. He's played with Springsteen. He's played with Pete Townsend, that guy from that band, The Who.
Yeah. I've heard of him.
But anyway, so Willie and I become friends, and he always comes to Belle Reve and sees me play. So
That's awesome.
So he's we're opening for him July 14th at Brooklyn Bowl.
Oh, nice. Bowl. That's coming up.
Brooklyn Bowl.
That's
So get
coming
your
up.
tickets for that. It's only like $12 or something.
All right, we got about like 30 seconds left.
We
Believe
might
it or
even
not, it
rehearse.
goes by
We might
fast.
even have a rehearsal. So anyway, come to see me at Belle Reve on Tuesdays.
Give
That's
people
it.
all your social media stuff. Where can they get in touch
Strange
with you?
Majik, Strange Majik, Strange Majik. M-A-J-I-K.
You got the website up now too, right?
Everything's up.
That's awesome.
Everything's
That's
up.
awesome.
Yes, everything's up.
All right, guys. Well, David,
I love this radio show. Keep tuning in. Tweet Adam. He's a badass.
I do my best, man. I do my
We
best
kept it
to share
clean
the
too.
music.
We kept it clean.
Yeah, mostly. Yeah.
That's good.
That was, David, thanks so much, man, for coming by.
Thank you, man.
We're going to close it out with my favorite song off the new record, Raised on Rock and Roll. The name of the song is Listening to Leon.
Woo!
There's one line in here that I love. Guys, we'll see you next week. I got some news for you next week, too. Get Strange Majik, Raised on Rock and Roll. This is the Old Time Religion Radio Hour, B-Box Radio, Affinity Radio. See you next week.
He'll tell you which song he loves. Nice, man.
That does it. It goes by quick.
What's the line you love?
Girls used to get shy when they walked by. That's actually when you sent me the record. I was like,
Oh, really?
I was like,
That's the dad line.
There's something to